Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live, and it's a Thursday night here at the Wrestling for Life Network. Welcome back, folks, as we bring you your AEW All Out and your WWE Wrestlepalooza previews, predictions. We're going to dive into it. We're going to dive into the cards. More matches announced on one side of the docket, not the other. But we're going to talk all about it, folks. It's going to be a fun one here on the channel. So get in that chat. Let us know what you're excited about. And strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Let's go. Wrestling for Life is filmed by but ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. You're doing well. Friday Junior in the books. We're going to cap it off, breaking down Saturday's action. We will be here 1 p.m. for your double stream marathon Wrestlepalooza All Out. It's going to be a busy weekend. Going to be a fun one. We know when we start. We don't know when we're going to finish, but we got lots going on, lots to dive into. So me and that pretty face have you for the next little while as we break it all down. Once again, don't be quiet, don't be shy, click all the buttons. But if you don't know who we are, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the I'm at a YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And which out of these two shows, sir, are you more excited for in this counter-booking weekend?
Listen, I know it's going to be like, of course, but Wrestlepalooza is a home run, a grand slam here. There is way more buzz. And coming off last night, September to sleep through, yeah, I mean, I think being AEW and being the talent they have, it's going to end up doing better than the build. But just Wrestlepalooza has so much big things going on.
And with it being the first show on ESPN, I feel like they're going to have some surprises that we don't even know about. Yeah, September to the remember, dismember. Even Green Day doesn't want to be waking up when that ends.
Right.
But as with every AEW pay-per-view, it outkicks its coverage. It outkicks its build. It does way better than it's supposed to. I know Tony Schiavone, I think, completely thinks that way of telling everybody to go themselves. But yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, again, at the end of the day, if you're going to talk the talk like that, if you're going to tell your potential fan base to go F themselves, you better deliver. You better bring a product. And listen, I saw one of our favorite little pain in the asses out there who just blinded, adding 1 million views for Max. One of those guys. And him and his friends all thought it was a 9-10 show last night. That is the problem here, Nick. There are people out there giving last night's show a 9 or a 10 and then going, I'm allowed to have my opinion. You are, but let's be real.
Is it not even just the fact that they give that opinion and that they feel that way? It's that no one else can feel that way, like feel differently than that. It's that no one else can have a difference of opinion on that. Of you must think it is the greatest thing. How dare you speak against, our Lord and Savior, Tony Khan? It's got a little Saudi Arabia feel, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's really insane. Like, and it's okay. Like, you can say, man, the Bills suck this week and still be a Bills fan. Like, It's okay. It's okay, people. We are here to offer the support. The WFU, the Wrestling for Life Network, we are here to support you with your TK addiction. We are here to help. We can advise you. We can walk you through it. We can teach you what stories really are.
Well, even then, just to be willing to have the discussion and have the back and forth and everything. There's stuff even last night we didn't agree on a rating or anything like that. There's stuff that you and I still differ on. But yeah, of being able to have that discussion. But speaking of discussions, if I can say the words, I'm so disgusted. I can't even say it.
That's my favorite Russian draft pick. Disgusted.
Yeah. I think the Capitals took them in 87.
Right. Let's go.
But the top three from the chat last night, Spaz, Mega, Jose, that's the little crowns in the YouTube chat and everything, folks. They did it for us. We didn't even have to do it.
Right on, right on. But yeah, no, thank you to everybody for that. Go get your crowns, go get your points. Zach always lets us know what day of the week it is. So National Cheeseburger Day today.
There you go. I saw that getting advertised from like I have the Wendy's and the BK apps and everything because I'm a big boy. So I kept constantly getting little ads and notifications of like, hey, it's National Cheeseburger Day. Have you ordered a cheeseburger today?
You like a burger?
Right.
Ian, how you doing? Welcome back. Cherokee George is with us. Sean, as always. Honestly, I'm most excited for Cena versus Brock match this weekend. But FTR and ENC is something I've always wanted to see as a fan of tag team wrestling. Valid points on both fronts by Sean. As far as Cena Brock is probably the biggest thing, but it is going to kick off Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah, which initially Tessitore had sat there and said it was going to be the main event, and now it's going to be the one kicking off. But hey, if you're not first, you're last. So that means what? Cody Drew's probably middle of the show.
You think middle, or I think end?
Co-main.
Do you do Punk set? Well, that's got a belt, so you could slide that into the main. So maybe co-main.
That's got to be the main event. That has to be the main event, but we can talk all about that when we're giving our pick.
All right, but we're rapid fire through some of these. Anthony going all out, going crazy. Mega, welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see Anthony spamming the shit out of the chat, Mega. Coffee. All right, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Stephen Chambers with us. Another Anthony in the house. All the Anthonys. Richard, how you doing, buddy? Bernard, welcome back. Zach, good to see ya. Mega, Charles, Ronan, Cherokee George, and Ashley Lou. I saw Foxy Pug in there. JV. All the peeps. Are you ready?
Right. Well, and real quick question I see Ashley Lou out here saying, is it worth buying? And that's a thing that applies to both of these shows now because so many people won't be able to actually have Wrestlepalooza included. I know this is a U.S. only issue, but this is why we say the Vippins are your friend, folks. But it's going to be, if you're a U.S. buyer, which one do I want to spend? Do I want to spend $39.99 on Max, or do I want to spend $29.99 on ESPN?
That's the question. And I mean, again, for some people, they will have to make that decision. But ultimately, I mean, I got the advantage Netflix, but I still have to pay for All Out. So it's funny how it goes. But a lot of people are going to pay for both, even if they're denying it or they're going to pay the money and tune in.
Even if you're not, then tune in with us. We got you covered. We'll pay the money so you don't have to.
Let's go. The title may be on the line, but I'm walking out with that belt again. I don't know, Nick. I feel like we should the prediction title is on the line Saturday. For those who don't know, we take a prediction on every single match. We add up your points at the end, and we announce a new predictions champion. I think it should be the whole day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You gotta go in. You can't get no point giving away a belt to give it away. We're doing an Iron Man match. The champ is going 60 strong. Let's go.
If he's walking in with all this confidence and swagger and coming off, being double champ before this and everything, so this man can put it on the line. We're going official. This is Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. It's official.
Right. It's official. Let's go. So be there Saturday, 1 p.m. The pre-show counts as your bonus points for being the early birds. And then we're taking a prediction on every single match from start to end. And we'll add them all up and see who the new champ is come Monday.
Right.
All right, Nick, let's get into the meat of the matter.
And the matter of the meat.
The matter of the meat. Now, since I last saw you, there has been some additions to the AEW card for All Out.
As to be expected almost at this point.
Yeah, it's chintzy. It's a really kind of weird way to go about business. It's almost like the later I can announce it, the less criticism I can get for booking it.
I won't lie, though, the tailgate brawl graphic and everything, the logo kind of sells me on it. Of like, if that was a junior hockey team, I would definitely buy a jersey.
Yeah, it feels very like I was looking at it earlier and I felt it was kind of cheap, like lame almost. Like it just it looks very cartoonish. It did I don't take this serious.
Is it AI?
Probably. I have no idea. But quick question. So Shibata is in a trio, and I'm not sure why, but there's the rest of the trio. But we'll get back to that.
I don't get why Daniel Garcia is here with this, because isn't he supposed to be the big heel turn to the Death Riders and everything? The big baddie that just turned, and it should be this big thing. And instead, he's on the fucking pre-show, and didn't even get his match announced on a show. Like, some people are finding out this match is happening right now as they're watching us.
Right? Yeah, no shit. The Shibata Danny thing I don't get. I know people are going to try and lace it together, but Danny should be at the side of Moxley causing trouble there. However, if you did want to do Danny, Shibata in some type of thing, you also have Claudio and Yuta. Why would you not put him with his brand new faction? And like the fact that, no offense, no offense at all, but the Workhorsemen being booked on pre-show, any show in AEW is insane when you have so much other talent. The fact that they just got randomly thrown in here for 2/3 of the, you couldn't find a third guy and defend the trios belts.
Anyone else forget that the Workhorsemen were on the roster? Anyone? Yeah, just amen. Me? Just me? Yeah.
Amen, but I mean, it doesn't exactly get your gears going, does it?
No, and I instantly, just on the fly, thought of something that they could have done that would have been a much better thing, of have Daniel Garcia versus Daddy Magic. Have that be the match. And why, Danny? Why did you go to the dark side? And Daddy Magic is still a wrestler. I know he does commentary mostly now at this point, but he does still wrestle. Have him have a blood feud match with Danny. Have that on the card. That sells the heel turn. That sells the personal aspect of this. That's 10,000 times better than a goddamn pre-show match.
With a guy that you really don't have a reason to have a beef with, other than you were around when I decided to do something else.
Yes. But, yeah, exactly.
I don't get it, but we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. Danny wins this one and becomes 1/3 of the trios title holders. No, I got Danny winning this one.
Danny has to win this one. If Danny loses this one, then he was dead in the water before he even started.
Yeah. Like, again, what are we doing? And again, why don't you just, you could have found other people, but I don't understand why you don't have Shibata with the other part of his team. Like, this is an absolute nothing match.
When we'll spend absolute nothing of a time on it, because this has got to be the ops, right? We forgot that the Workhorsemen were even on the roster, and we've been explaining how this should be a trios match and everything. So this has to be the ops.
Yeah, it's just so weird to have. It bothered me today when I saw it. Of like, again, this feels so fucking lazy. And for the people out there that are giving it a 9 or a 10, like last night, why? Like, what is it about this that you're jazzed about?
Yeah, honestly, where is the connective tissue with this? This feels literally like Universe Mode just created this match. Like, this is an AI built match, I feel.
Yeah, I just don't quite understand the thought process. But again, we're not going to spend too much time on it. It's pre-show. It is what it is, whether we like it or not. I just wish I had a better understanding of the mindset of why you would separate the trios. Like, give the trios a match. Have a fun one. You know,
we've not done the ops versus the Death Riders and have Garcia in there.
100% how I thought it should go.
Right.
Like, why would you not do that? Does that not sound perfectly sensible?
But this is sensible people talking to an unsensible man.
Right. All right. So we're going to ops again. We're going to do an 8-woman match. This one, or 6-woman match.
8 women. There's so many women on there they can't even fit into the square.
Yeah, they're outside the box.
As this booking in this match is, and I guess I will take Team Tekla.
Is Tekla even in this match? No, Tekla is fighting Tony.
Oh no, yeah, shit. So then even worse. Well, then I'll take her 2 tag team twins there. The Terror Trio there with Sky Blue and Julia Hart.
Right. Again, this feels so lazy. We've seen so many matches like this, and it just feels so who gives a fuck.
This feels like this is what we what we wanted. The alleged, we're going to do a women's blood and guts. So women's, war games.
They still are. This is a test run.
This is pretty much this.
This is a test run.
Oh, God.
This is what they're going to do. They're going to go all hardcore.
You can't test run that. Sorry.
Watch them try. I'm going to go Team Harley just because Harley. And you'll go the other way. Again, is it better maybe only one pre-show match if all the matches are shite?
Well, when you already have 11 matches, 10 matches on your main show, and you moved your show to not compete with another show, it seems sort of shit like you're trying to extend your show to have a bit of an overrun.
Right. And again, that's probably not a good thing for the fans. It's probably not a good thing for the people who want to enjoy the show.
No, because you'll burn your audience out by the time we get to the main event.
Absolutely. And again, we'll see how it all plays out. And we'll see what steps they take or how far do they go in this whole war of booking or programming. But now we get to the actual card.
Thank God it's not on the pre-show. Thank God it's not on the pre-show.
My God, could you imagine?
I'd crash out. I would crash out.
I like Bill. I like Eddie. Why? I don't want to see this match. And I don't quite, I don't want to see this match. And it doesn't feel pay-per-view worthy.
No, and it feels very thrown together. I've said my grievances about Eddie's booking with coming back, and this is where you use it. I thought for a second when you said, I like Bill, that you were taking him for the match, and I was like, oh, please, God, no.
Could you imagine Jericho returns and costs Eddie? I'm calling it now.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Does it make
no,
sense?
Eddie has to win this. It's Eddie's comeback match. He needs to be in something way more serious, way more involved. We've already talked at length of how he needs to be multiple ways. He could be involved in the main event scene with the Death Riders and everything. And he's getting toiling away. And like I said, I'm prayed to God, and I'm so glad that this was, I prayed for this and it happened, that it's not on the pre-show at least. It's probably going to be the opening match on the main show. But at least I'll get to hear Eddie's intro and everything.
Well, and here's my question. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe it's the vitamin memory, but I don't recall Big Bill and Eddie having, I don't get the reason for these two mad at each other right now. I don't believe Big Bill had anything to do with Eddie on the shelf, did he?
No, not at all. The one who did was Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd was the one who was still in the Death Riders and all of that. Big Bill's just involved with this because they didn't want to have Brian Keith versus Eddie Kingston for some reason. And we needed something for both guys too. Of like, Eddie's back and we got to have something for him to do. And we've got Big Bill on the shelf. And Jericho, we don't know. This feels, again, so thrown together.
Well, and is it bizarre to you? And maybe we'll save this discussion for a little bit later. But what I'm finding is the number of people that have been announced for All Out that we haven't seen. Like that we literally... Like, we barely saw Big Bill. We haven't seen Eddie. He was injured. Fine. It's his comeback match. But even as we go up and down this card, Riho, we haven't seen until the last week and a half or 2 weeks. There's a lot of that on this card of like, what are you doing there?
Oh, absolutely. We're 4 matches deep, and we're struggling to remember who's in the matches and who's still on the roster at this point.
Right? Like, oh, you're okay. So it's a little odd from that standpoint, because usually when you get to a major pay-per-view, which I would believe that this is a major pay-per-view for AEW. Eddie Bill, I don't even know that it's going to be a good match. I think Eddie has to win. I'm going to go Bill because why not?
Because you hate me. But I said it last night. This should be September to remember. This should be on Turner. This shouldn't be on Max or anything. Save All Out to be a big show when you've built enough and you've got enough going for it to be a fully fleshed out big show. With it being so compact next to Allin, it feels lesser than. It feels so just thrown it. Like, I could almost make more sense of the matches that happened at September to remember last night than I can the matches that are on this show for the pay-per-view.
Yeah. And even, okay, let's say Eddie, you wanted to bring Eddie back on this show, Nick. Moxley's in a coffin match. What a great time to have Eddie show up and either help or hurt Moxley. But the pop you would get for Eddie's music at a pivotal point of that match would be huge, and it would instantly spark a little bit of interest and a little bit of something into this Death Rider thing that has died a long time ago.
And you even mentioned if it was, say, Eddie that turned instead of Garcia at this point, and Eddie went alongside with his best friend. There was people that thought that that could have, like, Eddie should have been there during the Anarchy in the Arena, that whole cluster of a match and everything.
Yeah.
But we've already talked enough about this match, and I can opine over Eddie Kingston for hours on end, my guy.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I know you're a fan. I know. We'll see. I hope it's a good match. Again, impress me. Do something smart here. We'll find out.
Right.
What's up, ABJ? Next one on the docket. I'll actually put a poll up for this one. But the Hurt Syndicate taking on the group that does not have a name yet, but Ricochet and GOA.
Hey, what do you say? Versus, now we saw this last night. Do you take Ricochet and Co. serious at all anymore after MVP knocked the sugar honey iced tea out of Ricochet clean, like knocked his shit loose with one punch, knocked the rings out that man?
Yeah, no, it was that spot, and then actually snapping the cane over his back. It was the first time in this kind of feud that I was actually into it. I was like, okay, this at least it's physical, and MVP got the last laugh. Now, last night is going to make me take a bit of a long shot on this one.
Oh, you're going to go by the laws of wrestling of he who goes over?
I can't imagine the Hurt Syndicate going under, but the laws of wrestling say Team Rico for the win.
I think now that MVP has been involved in this, and I'm excited to see MVP actually in the ring. I didn't fully realize MVP was wrestling. I somehow still thought they had another member, even though MJF's been kicked out. Maybe Cedric pops up. But
Cedric's locked in, I believe, elsewhere. So but there's other people out there that are good.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, MVP can still wrestle. MVP can still go a bit of it. Still, he's done just the manager shtick, and we saw it last night that he can lay one in at least and everything. Yeah. And that's the thing is I know I'm the one that always preaches the laws of wrestling and everything. It's gospel, it's the biblics. But the Hurt Syndicate can't go under anymore. They need to start coming back to the surface here. They've been sunk down here. They need to go over Ricochet and Gates of Agony. They are the street toughs, before you get to the soda shop that, pull out a comb that looks like a switchblade so they can slick their bald head back and everything.
Well, again, I mean, it's interesting. I think this will be the closest the Hurt Syndicate have had to an angle with a bit of a payoff. We've seen other things fall through the cracks. They walked in, got the tag belts. There wasn't much of a heated rivalry going into them losing their tag belts. But this is an actual, at least we can talk about the gap in the writing, but it doesn't matter. This actually had a back and forth with its three on each side that are all formidable.
We're 5 matches deep, and this is the first one that's actually had a true bit of story attached to it.
Like we got a little bit, right? Like, so we'll see if this is just a blip in the road or if there's a continuation to this or where does it go after. But I'm going Rico.
Fair enough. You got a Rico case against you, but could you see this of Steven Elimination Chamber saying another scenario? Keith Lee returns.
I like that idea a lot because it definitely changes your vibe on Keith right away. And I think Keith's been so in and out. Him coming back with kind of a new presentation could be really big for him.
And he instantly seems like a fucking goddamn threat. That guy is still, last time we saw him, the most athletic big man. His goddamn Big Bang Catastrophe, the fucking pounce that sent Adam Cole, still to this day hasn't fully come down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, I love Keith Lee. It's been disappointing that he's had his ups and downs, and we wish him nothing but the best. If he could come back, just the fact that Keith Lee returns is a big story.
100%. But you got a Rico case against you. I got, the Hurt Syndicate.
The chat is going 70% Hurt, so heavy favorites. But Rico's got some votes in there.
Well, they're just indicting themselves.
Right. But yeah, I mean, again, we'll see. Flipping over to what's next. The reunited as Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian will take on FTR in Toronto. No belts on the line. A lot of people thought the belts were going to be here, Nick, but this has been an interesting build, but it's going to be a really good match.
I hate the build to this match, but I feel like this could be match of the night.
It could be. Yeah.
It should be, honestly, with what FTR can actually do in the ring and having two vets in there and having how much these guys should be familiar with each other. The potential here is to have one of the all-time tag team matches play a holla, holla, holla.
And you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to try every, Meltzer star rating flip and trick. They're going to put on a good match. And I really hope it feels the way it should feel. And if anybody could do it for this company, it's these four, using the tag rope, having hot tags, having momentum swings, making the referee matter. I got hope, man. This is my hope.
This is the Damien Hopium, as we got Damien on the screen. But this is the one that these are guys that know how to do a tag team match, should know more than anybody. Even the EVPs should know how to do a tag match. And so if they don't deliver, it's almost insulting.
Yeah. I mean, again, you're going to, for all the talking you do, especially a guy like Dax, who's got a very big social media presence, and we've had Cope come out and do a few of the raw speeches. This is get in the ring and show us. And I got the faith. I'm a big fan of all four of these guys. I don't like some of, mostly Dax, Wheeler a little bit, some of their online bullshit. I think they got to get thicker skin, stop being so insecure. If you really are the best that you think you are, who gives a fuck what some account with 26 friends fucking says about you? Get over it, be okay, and just wrestle. Show us. Don't tell us. Show us you are who you say you are.
I hope you fight as well, Dax, against Edge and Christian as you do against Jimmy Corderas on Twitter. Because, goddamn it, put that effort in the fucking ring. Put that effort into a promo or something at this point, my guy. Because, like I said, I hate the build for this match. But I think that this could technically be the best match of the weekend. It has the potential.
Yeah.
Do you disagree? Right. No, I'm saying it has the potential to be the best. But I know that we're going to have some bigger matches with bigger stars and everything. But I think out and outright of what's the best pro wrestling match, this has the potential to be it.
This really could be it. Now, there's a couple of things that are going to probably steal some headlines because of the style of match. And we're going to talk about those. But like you said, as far as ding, have a match, this could be the best match of the night. It could be the best match of the weekend if done proper.
Exactly. Well, I'm taking Edge and Christian. I don't know about you. I figured Torontonian, that should just be a layup.
How do you feel about the rumor that they're heading towards Edge and Christian versus the Bucks for the titles?
So they need to lose here?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I didn't say that at all. It almost makes me think they might win.
Fair enough.
Wait, how we get there? So what do you think?
I was just wondering where it got in there because I was one of the ones that I thought this match should be for the titles. For the belt. I don't give a shit about the Bucks having the titles and everything.
Right.
That's a conversation for down the road. But
fair enough.
This match to me should have been for the titles, especially coming out of the weird Fatal 4-Way and all of that. I didn't have Brodito on my bingo card.
No, again, I don't think many people did, and the way it turned out, very surprising. Because, like you said, you have an opportunity to put the belts on FTR, kind of validate them a little bit because they haven't had big matches in a long time. I thought it would have been cool, and I know me and you kind of argued about it, but neither one of us picked Brody and Dito.
No one picked the Dito, but I really like this from Charles. What if Gangrel returned here?
I feel like we've seen it, and maybe not.
I don't want to. I'm not saying I don't want to see it again.
I'd pop for it. But I mean, that's about it.
Well, I'm only watching All Out for this match. Then I'm tuning out the rest of the card. I don't care about it, to be honest. Is that a little bit of the? Is that a weird possibility of that? This has been the main thing that All Out's kind of hung its hat on.
And it doesn't even necessarily feel like that from the inside out. From the outside in, maybe. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. I'm going to go with you. Cope and Christian take the win. I think they need it if you're going to keep them together, which you should. And maybe they are heading towards a world title match. But, again, it feels like one of these fantasy checklists of, hey, Tony, can you book us with Edge and Christian so we can check them off our list of teams to beat?
Now, Tony, can you lend Cope over to WWE for a night so he can finish their last match?
Could you imagine? A lot of people, I mean, the rumors out there lately about guys like Edge leaving the company and Jericho leaving the company, there's a different vibe out there all of a sudden. It almost feels like there's some people out there like, fuck it, just have them all. We don't even care anymore.
Just throwing their hands up. But yeah,
right.
We can talk about that with Wrestlepalooza.
Yes, but fatal 4-way for the tag titles.
Yeah, in a ladders match. And speaking of the Bucks, so are you already preemptively saying that the Young Bucks win this match? Because we've got the Bucks versus Brodito versus Jet Speed versus Hechicero and Josh Alexander. And if there ain't a team that's in there just to take bumps, it's Hechicero and Josh Alexander.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're going to talk about that scenario in an upcoming match. But 100%, Cal's family is just a family of guys that don't do much. Again, I don't imagine they're going to be successful here. I don't anticipate it. I mean, you have an opportunity. Technically, you can give Cal's family the tag titles and the world title when you already have the TNT title and the not separate belts that Okada runs around with. So you got all this gold in the Cal's family. Potentially.
Would that be an extra huck to in the face of Wardlow? Of, hey, you got injured again, and now the Cal's family is relevant.
Right.
But Brodito at this point has just gotten over. They've managed to do what Andrade and Rey Fenix was.
Yeah, and I think it might be like if they drop the belts on Saturday, I feel like you killed them.
Yep.
And passing them back to the Bucks just so they can have a dream match with Christian and Cope doesn't exactly help you build your division or grow excitement in tag team wrestling. You basically burn the division to get the dream match.
Well, the shit I was gonna say, if FTR wins, is it a dream? Is it just we're running back that feud 10,000 times?
Do we want to go back that way?
I hope not. And you can't have Edge and Christian lose in Toronto. But do we see a Jack Perry or do we see a Buddy Murphy in this match? I only suspect Jack Perry because of being the Elite, which is still a thing on YouTube. I think everyone forgot about it like 2 years ago.
I think it went away and came back.
Yes.
So I don't know why it's coming back.
Because they're broke boys now and because they spend all their money because they're not EVPs anymore, so they can do it. But yes,
right.
Jack Perry sent them his crafted knife of I didn't know Jack Perry was Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec.
Yeah, that's funny. Now, you've had Jack Perry return during a ladder match before. Would it be silly to run it back and do the same thing again? Have him come back out in another ladder match and help out?
Does he help out or does he cost? Does Buddy Murphy show up and say, you took my friend, and say, fuck you, Bandito?
Yeah, I'm so worried about anyone. Jack Perry's an option. Buddy, I don't know because it's been weird. I'm so torn because I really do think if Brodito does not leave All Out with the belts, you've taken a step backwards in your tag team division again.
Which is already needing of CPR.
Deeply.
breathe deeply. But I'm taking Brodito. You almost could still get to Bucks, Edge, and Copeland without. I know I said the same person twice. I just realized that.
Tricky.
But you can get to that match without the titles. You got to the FTR match without the titles. You can get to the Bucks match without the titles.
That's fair. I mean, it was highly possible. So we'll see. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Bucks just because it would be funny. I'm in one of those moods tonight.
Fair enough. Well, I think that might come into play later on the other side. So
yeah. Now, match Nick. Oh wait, real quick. The chat is going 68% Bucks. Wow.
Ooh, did you just sell everybody on the Young Bucks? I think that's what it is.
God damn. Where were we going with that? I'll put a poll up for the next one. But yeah, that's a big thing. But me and you both looking forward to this match. It's been all over the place, but this is, again, we don't want to copy the other company. We're going to call it Tables and Thumbtacks.
Tables and tacks, oh my. Tables and tacks, oh my. MJF's booking's gone down to shit, oh my. I almost want to take Mark Briscoe just because maybe if MJF loses this fucking match, they'll do something different with him. But I have to say with MJF on this he's doing the side quests, everybody. He's out there doing side quests before he gets to the main quest that he's already been at. He still hasn't paid off any goddamn storyline on anything. He is just out there going through anything and everything and not paying off anything or anything. And it's been on a downward trajectory so goddamn much. I think this match will be great. I want both men to win because I'm a fan of both. MJF needs to be so past this, and this is not a disrespect to Mark Briscoe, but this is where MJF was, and he was supposed to be one of the pillars, one of the guys. He was supposed to be the guy, and now he's just a guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not as excited as you should be. This would be really cool if it was for something like the TNT title or, one of the other titles that you have, the Continental.
If this determined the number one contender for the world title.
Or that even better. I just don't have very much faith in Mark Briscoe as far as how he's booked. I would be shocked if Mark Briscoe found a way to get a win here. Because I think if Mark Briscoe wins, you're forced to keep running it. This has got to be an MJF win.
Has to be. And I hate, though, of every time we get a sliver of hope that we're going to get, they give you a little fucking sliver of hope that we're going to get back to something decent with MJF, and they can take it away. Where do you go with this, even when he wins? So this feud's done. Does he pay off anything with the Hurt Syndicate? Does he still got Mystico? Does he announce in a week that when Kyle Fletcher beats Hangman Adam Page, he's challenging for the world title?
Well, that I think becomes the next step, right? He beats Mark, and then I guess Wrestle Dream. They'll do MJF Hangman, maybe. I guess.
That's the thing, is there's nothing feels like an upward tick still.
Did you let the Hangman thing cool off instead of keeping the ball rolling? I feel like this side venture doesn't make any sense. It's like we're building for Cena Brock at Palooza, and then like this week they announce, we'll be Cena versus The Rock. You're like, wait, what? Like, we were watching this build. Why all of a sudden we go the other direction? But I mean, it's going to be a good match. I wish I could vote for Briscoe, but I think MJF needs this. And yeah, I think it at least gives him a win heading back towards the champ.
I hate that I'm saying this at this point, that MJF needs a win.
He does. I'm with you.
But that's why I'm saying it's that at this point, and now it's all due respect. Mark Briscoe needs a win as well. He needs to be presented. This should be a number one contenders match. If I was Mark Briscoe, you almost set me on fire. You know what? Put your contract on the line and everything. You're so bad. You're so this and everything. Would that have almost been a better, if you're going to actually build this and pay this off and make it to be a something? This has nothing outside of just we're going to do hardcore shit because we don't have any other hardcore matches yet on the card.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like that, right? Like even this last night, like why are we having this street fight a week after we had a street fight? Now we're gonna have them at the pay-per-view, another street fight-ish type match. Like these are the things that I think they need to work on a little bit better to help build excitement. You know, it's great that the fans are getting all this extra stuff, but if you want fans to get jazzed and you are going to be charging them to tune into your pay-per-views, you got to make them worth it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh,
reminder to get your merch. We shirt people.
Yes. We shirt people. Absolutely.
All out of ideas.
Right. This match.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Triple threat.
Why?
What makes me mad is you're throwing Dorado in there just to take the L because it goes down to that chicken shit booking again. Okada doesn't want to take the L. Takeshita doesn't want to take the L. So we'll give Dorado a match. And look, we'll actually let Dorado beat Mortos to get in so he can take the L in this match. Okada doesn't do it for me, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I know I've always been the guy of, well, they have AEW version and New Japan version, and AEW version of Okada is bad.
It's the fucking Tin Man.
He needs a heart or he needs some oil, or both.
He looks like he needs some oil.
You know, but this should just be at this point Takeshita versus Okada.
Yes, wouldn't that be better?
It would be tenfold better. It would still be Takeshita just bumping around Okada, but at least it's a singles match instead of, like you said, Dorado's there just to take a pinfall, just to take bumps, just to be in the way of. And why was Okada in the tournament for a triple threat for his own belt?
Why was he in the Continental Classic when he already had the Continental Classic? Why do you carry a tournament belt all year round and defend it? Like, you shouldn't be defending the Continental Classic in May because it's circled around the tournament, unless it's an ongoing thing. But then the champion shouldn't have to enter the tournament to maintain his own. It's like one big giant title defense.
But that's the thing is, any way you do it, the snake's eating its own tail.
Yeah, 100%. A great way to put it. Any chance that, like, Takeshita bangs, he can go. Dorado, so is it that Okada kind of sits aside and then Okada gets credit for being in a really good match because he was there?
Yep. Well, he'll do a bump or two. It'll be one of those. No, he'll hit a Rainmaker and he'll pin Dorado for the win. I doubt Takeshita actually takes the pin on this. I'm still taking Okada for the win, even though I really want them to do so much with Takeshita. Takeshita is up there with your Ospreys, your Swerves of guys that you should hang your fucking hat on and build your company around.
Yeah, I mean, even you look at right now with Fletcher going after Hangman, but as like a formidable opponent, especially as a heel, you have a chance. Like Takeshita going after Hangman could really work if done right and pay off in the ring.
100% of that's what. Yeah, shout out Geekboxer. That's probably actually going to be the finish. But that's what I'm honestly looking forward to with, like, even the Fletcher Hangman match later on. I know at this point it'll go a lot better in the ring because it's not Moxley.
Oh, for sure. And again, I think Okada's smart enough to use the vet. He'll, not overly be involved. And when Dave Meltzer gives it 5 stars, he can give Okada all the love for it. I don't like it. One-on-one would have been perfect. We don't get enough. Just one-on-one, mano a mano. Let's fucking go. And that's my issue with this one is you threw Dorado and it makes it super predictable.
Is that the thing? And that's the thing that's almost unsaid is how many multi-person matches also happen in AEW. Everybody goes at WWE for having triple threat matches because trips and all that. And he loves his multi-person matches. AEW fucking coined the term all-star tag team because we got to have 8 people in one match because we can't have fucking 4 singles matches.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get the obsession To me, it's lazy when you got guys that go watching bragging about the with content and Shavani telling the people to fuck off. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been at least 5 weeks with at least one multi-person match, either 6-man or 8-man. It's been at least 5 weeks, I think. At least one.
And people say Raw's endings are repetitive.
Right? Little bit of a double standard. But yeah, so you officially are taking, I don't think we picked.
Okada.
We're both going Okada?
I mean, I want Takeshita, but I see the writing on the wall, and I feel, I want Takeshita to lose and then go towards the world title, but
it feels like a bounce up to go down, but I mean,
well, then they had the Takeshita with the little kind of square off and everything like that, but now Wardlow's getting injured, so that doesn't fucking mean anything anymore. So
my only hesitation, Nick, is I've bet against Okada a lot, and I keep coming up wrong. There's no way he wins this, wins. No way they book him to win this, wins. What the fuck are we doing?
Right, but again, I feel like that's point positive with them. The next match that we're talking about, it's lull, Okada wins. It's lull, Mone wins. I don't know if we have to talk too long about this. Mone wins.
Yeah, Mone wins. Is anybody in the chat right now, we'll give you 3 seconds. Anybody thinks legitimately, not I want Riho to win. Is there any chance that she wins? And I say 0.
No.
0 bilge, nada. Right? Like there's no way. And again, I don't understand. And maybe it's just different fan bases. I wonder if like younger fans are excited about this match. I'm not excited about this match at all. It's not a pay-per-view match. Riho was MIA for 2 years and then just whoop right in there. Not Stat, not Deanna, not any of the other ladies that are sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah, we have 3 other women in another women's title match that respectfully I feel like at least one of them could have slid in here. Not a Jamie Hayter, not a nothing of. Is it just I've never gotten on the Riho vibe? But yeah, I just don't. It doesn't make sense anymore to me.
I don't see it. And then they put her in a match, and okay, let's have a match, and we'll show everybody why she's so good. All right, book her in a match, and they're just fumbling and bumbling and tripping over each other.
Alex Windsor, I believe more as a threat to beat Mercedes Mone than I do Riho.
I think Riho is just another name on the checklist for Mone. A beater. That's all she's looking for right now. And that's all. And again, thank God for Tony Khan allowing it. But this is a match that does not have to be on this card. And when you have 12 or 13 matches, if you take 4 away, you got 9 really pretty promising matches.
And that's where we've talked about. That's kind of the sweet spot of between like 7 and 9 is about kind of the sweet spot of, especially if it's a bigger show that you're going to do, of matches that are going to, even if you have one that doesn't hit the mark, that's enough that you've still got to recover from and everything, but you don't burn out your audience. I'm wondering if this is the actual match order at this point, and I know it's probably not.
I'm just guessing.
But no, I know. But I'm wondering if you are someone live there, where are you at as far as like your excitement level? Are you still as energized in probably hour 4 of this show?
Well, we're going to find out. And I mean, again, the advantage of being there in person, you kind of get that adrenaline rush and you get into it no matter how the crowd is. So I hope they have a fun time. But I mean, from a viewer standpoint, I said it the other day, and people think it's harsh, but it's literally, if this is what you're combating the counter programming with, it's almost like you've taken a knee, like you've waved the white flag. Fuck it, we'll just put on anything. You guys are going to kick our ass anyway, and we'll save better matches for a weekend that you don't counter program us. What
is that? What Tony did?
Maybe.
Oh, he just said, "Fuck it, you can have that." That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Right. Britt returning would, I don't know if Britt returning moves the needle enough.
Does it make sense there? I mean, it'll be a moment. It will 100% be a moment, but is that just your cheap cop out?
Yeah, but will it lead to anything that matters? And will the fans get into it? Last time Britt was in Pittsburgh, they booed her.
Well, and even then, so again, you're just expecting your AEW fan base that knows everybody, right? That knows all the Japanese matches from 1975. That they'll forgive and forget when Britt Baker was out there saying nobody cares before she just disappeared into the ethos.
Right. Well, again, I mean, yeah, I don't see it happening. I feel like there's a strained relationship there, and I think she'd rather keep doing what she's doing opposed to coming back and dealing with the headache of this. So we've been surprised before. I'd highly doubt it. We're both taking Monet in a slam dunk. This one might be a little trickier to call because I know you and I disagreed last night. Fatal 4-way women's title. Tony, Hayter, Stat, and Thek. Everybody I can cut in half. That's good. But could be a fun match. Could be good.
Should be good. Could be good. When do you walk away from Tony? Has she cornered the market of that and you can't build anyone up enough, close enough to even knock her off her pedestal at this point?
That's a bit of the tricky part here, is that she is so kind of head and shoulders above a lot of people. It is a hard transition. I did say last night, I don't know that a fatal 4-way is the way to do it. So she retains this here, but somebody of these three want revenge, and that leads to her going one-on-one. I think it's just such a shitty, like we talked about it with Dorado, and like it's just these bullshit cop-out ways. Look what happened to the Hurt Business. They weren't even on screen when they lost their titles, and never once said, hey, can we have our titles back?
Are you using a pay-per-view match to build to a weekly television match?
Sometimes it feels that way.
That's what it sounds like right there. If we're having the big fatal 4-way blow off to build into a singles match, which won't happen probably on the pay-per-view or the next pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Should this just be a straight up singles match with Jamie Hayter? Because at this point, she hasn't even really once, you said it with a Hurt Syndicate. This woman's been gone for how long and sat there and came back on a pre-show and still hasn't once really tried to claim back her title.
Yeah, like it's been this again. It's like the writing team has amnesia at times, but the fans remember. Like, why did Jamie Hayter come back and kind of get lost in the shuffle? Again, I liked actually what they did the last couple weeks with Thekla. She seems a little fired up, likes to scream into the mic, all hardcore style.
He does the Wyatt, spider crawl and everything.
Yeah, I mean, so her one-on-one with someone like Tony, because then you kind of have this crazy villain with friends to take on your sympathetic babyface without all the other clutter in there that just makes it clutter. So this match to me could go either way. I'm leaning on Tony for the pick, though.
Fair. I would have almost done Thekla, Statlander, Mone, triple threat for the TBS title. To hell with Riho. At this point, honestly, you do Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm for this title, but Tony Storm wins this, and it's the thing is I don't know who knocks her off the pedestal. I know I was mentioning Thekla before, but I don't. That's like such a hard shift at this point. I feel
you have to build somebody up. You really have to build somebody up, and the person you had built up is now Blake Monroe, and that's the problem. Is you like right now with what Monet's doing, she's decimating the division. Nobody's getting over. You have an opportunity with Tony of whoever beats her, you can really pole vault that person. If somebody wins a shitty fatal 4-way and it's Thekla pin Stat, you're not helping Thekla become anything special.
You need to build certain people above other people. You can't have everybody built to this one same level.
Right in the middle.
because then nobody really feels like you have your stars like a Tony Storm. You've now built Mone to that level, like it or not, to where no one feels as a huge, viable, credible threat to knock her off that pedestal because they're still there and they're still there.
Right? 100%. I think that's what, like, every once in a while, like you said, there's like a bit of an outlier. Like you have a Mone who gets booked differently, or, you remember like you have guys like Dante Martin would go on a run.
Right.
But then they fall back into that shuffle of just everybody in the middle. Everybody has 50-50 matches. Everybody gets to do their moves. It's interesting.
Yeah, but I think we're both taking Tony for this match here because, again, everybody else feels like it, and it's almost what do you do next with Tony after she loses?
Yeah, where does she go? I think she needs time off, come back, maybe do you revamp her again? A lot of people have said she's done Timeless for too long. People were pretty happy when she turned, but it was a fake turn.
Well, and again, there's no one, if even say Thekla, Statlander, whoever wins this match, do they then feel like they're just waiting to turn around and lose it to Tony back? Or is this your way to get it from Tony to a Mone? You have someone that's the go-between, the bridge between.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, I think that's been like the circle of like this chicken shit booking. Like every time a major title holder has to lose a belt, you're throwing all these loops in it, and nobody can just win a belt.
Right. But
so
Tony retains, and we'll see if there's anyone that can, come back and claim her throne.
Yeah, I mean, again, I got Tony. We'll see what happens. I don't know how excited we are for this one. Shit. Are you excited for this?
I think this is going to be GCW. This is going to be one of them syringes, staple guns, how much hardcore can we get hardcore? We might do body bag shit and everything. This is a match that almost feels a day late and a dollar short. This feud's been extended too long because of Darby climbing Everest. This feud initially was supposed to kind of feel like it had the world title attached to it. It doesn't anymore. And we've already seen Darby have bigger issues now with Gabe Kidd, with Claudio, with Daniel Garcia, who turned on him. What the fuck is he just going at Moxley now because he's the leader? Which this shit was over 3 months ago, and we're still doing it.
Yeah, that's part of the issue for me is it got dragged out and, but he went and climbed a mountain. Well, don't book a major storyline involving a guy that's going to go climb a mountain. That's bad booking. That's not, to be continued. There's just long-term story. No, you're stopping and starting. Darby coming back is great. I think Darby can do some things. I had an early prediction of Darby was going to win the world title from Moxley at Wrestle Dream. And I was like, we're right there. Wrestle Dream's coming up. And that might have been how you should have done this. Instead of Moxley dropping to Page, Darby had come in and it's his to have. And you could really build on that. But now we're just going to get a coffin match, which is going to be another one of those NC-17, NC-18 bullshit fucking matches. And everyone's going to talk about all the bullshit that happens that didn't really help the match be good.
Well, and if Moxley wins this, does this still keep the Death Riders alive? If he loses, is this the end of the Death Riders that should have already been dead?
I can't imagine they're leaving, Nick, if they're in the process of adding members. Like if you
the guy that's on the pre-show? The guy that's on the pre-show. That's he's so crucial and so important. He's on the fucking pre-show.
Exactly. He's right. I mean, again, why is he there if you put him here? What are we going to do? I mean, that's if you're adding members, then you kill it. That makes no sense. Rumors Stat might be joining them. Rumors of Ronda Rousey's going to show up at All Out.
Why do we
I
keep
hope so.
adding to the Death Riders 3 months after they've already been dead and buried? Of this shit already ran its course, and now we're doing all the we should have been doing now.
Yeah, essentially 62% of the chat going Darby. Are you surprised?
No, because again, I don't know where you go with fucking either of them. If whoever wins, whatever the outcome is with this, do you go like what's next for Darby? What's next for Moxley? If Moxley wins, does he just continue on this, tirade of takeover that has already failed multiple times and already been awkward? Mm-hmm. If Darby wins, you nip everything with the Death Riders in the bud.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it because where does it go? Like, he's not going to go back after Hangman. What do you do? Like, literally, the Death Riders have no purpose beyond this. Like, they're going to have this match, and then what? Like I said, if you wanted to impress me about Garcia, put Garcia with Claudio and Yuta in the trios match for the trios titles.
Because the Anarchy in the Arena, the fucking multi-ring, multi-cage match was supposed to be, felt like it needed to be the end of the Death Riders, and now these fuckers are zombies, and we don't know how to double tap and put them down.
Right. No, I mean, it blows my mind. I mean, the majority of the chat taking Darby, but if Darby wins, does Darby then what? Because he beat Moxley, he can go after Hangman? Does again, it's you haven't really got, it doesn't feel like we know where this is going, maybe not in the best of ways. I'm gonna take Darby because I hate John.
I almost want it because I can in my mind's eye I could actually see a way to where Moxley wins this. I'm taking Darby, and I will preface this in the sense that maybe, just maybe, who wins Hangman Fletcher ends up challenging or gets challenged by Darby, and we get a new kind of youth movement in AEW.
Yeah, maybe. All right, we'll get there. Hangman 94% from the chat. But yeah, the main event, as we get Hangman taking on Fletcher.
How do you feel of this as this is the world title match that we should be getting right now?
I don't think this is it doesn't. Kyle Fletcher is going to be a champ one day. I don't know where, but he will be a champ one day. He's got a lot of tools in the toolboxes. They like to say, Nick, but Hangman had momentum, and there were guys around like MJF that kind of felt like you were building something there. And I feel like Fletcher just kind of came out of left field and was like, but me. And again, I don't know how your TNT champion losing to your world champion helps him. I don't know how Fletcher being double champ helps the company right now. So I don't quite get it.
I agree with you on with Fletcher putting his TNT title on not exactly the line, but if he loses, he's stripped of it. So now you've wasted his whole run with that to where he was fucking putting screwdrivers in Dustin Rhodes' shins and everything like that to win the belt. So you put that all for naught. I wonder if now with, and this is going to sound weird, but with Ospreay on the bench, with Swerve on the bench, with Kenny on the bench, is this where they start to build their new pillars? They start to go to this youth movement, this new movement. They try, and if we want them to pivot and to be, family accessible and counter and try and take down Goliath and everything, do they pivot and we're going to invest in homegrown guys like a Kyle Fletcher, like a Darby? That's your main event scene going forward.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where do you go with Hangman if he wins?
Yeah, I don't know. The reason I hesitate with your theory is because how close knit Tony seems to be with Hangman, with Moxley, with the old guard. So I don't know if you can just shake that free. And I think that Hangman, after all that, the redemption arc, to turn around and lose the belt right away to Fletcher is not the move.
That's the biggest thing, is how quickly it would be Hangman dropping the belt. Could you almost believe he dropped it quick, like when he took on MJF, because it's MJF? You could believe he might have dropped it quicker there versus he's dropping it to Fletcher this quick. But now if Fletcher loses, he drops the TNT title. So again, that's all for naught. That's all in limbo. And now I feel either way, this is going to be a star-making match for Fletcher. I'm glad that this is going to be this match, just in the sense of it's going to deliver in ring. It's going to deliver between the ropes. And this win, lose, or draw, this might be one of those with Fletcher of, I'm just ever so close. Like, I almost had your number. He's that Paul Walker with Dom Toretto of, I almost had your number, my guy. Doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile.
Right? No, not at all. I mean, again, we'll see. Before we transition on, though, Nick, there is plenty on this card that should be fun. But I don't know if on paper I expected a lot more for All Out as far as what they're advertising.
Oh, for sure. This is, again, AEW's almost resting on its laurels and its morals of, you expect an AEW show to be better than what it's booked versus it's booked enough to get you in the door.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm a little surprised. And there is talent in this company. I just don't know if they're booking the right people in the right places. And it's really hard, I think, from a fan standpoint. Like, if you want to jump on the internet and brag about your favorite AEW, Tony's not giving you a lot of bullets, because when you start getting mouthy, someone goes Mone and Riho, and you kind of go like, ah, fuck. Right? Like, Mone. But we hope it's a good one. We will be here live, folks. 1 p.m. Saturday, we go live, and we're here all day long on Saturday. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Be a part of all the shows. Be a part of all the fun as we transition really quick into the other show, as Wrestlepalooza is coming your way on Saturday. And we're looking forward to this one as well. Like I said at the top of the show, Nick, I feel slightly more excited, maybe just because on paper, this looks phenomenal.
On paper, this looks star-studded. This is very much stacked out and packed out for ESPN debut. I hate the goddamn name, though. This is up there with Great Balls of Fire. You can't tell me it's not. You took Brock serious with, I'll see you at Wrestlepalooza, bitch.
I take everything he says serious.
That doesn't roll off the tongue that well.
I'm right. Palooza. I
Palooza.
Like it. Thank you for the super sticker, Mega. We appreciate it.
I feel like Homer Simpson was saxophone. Saxophone.
Still good shit. But are you surprised that this is now being advertised as the opening match? And is it due to rumors out there? Tony said, I'll let my show run long. And the WWE said, the fuck you will.
No, because at the same time, if you're not first, you're last. I mean, I'm surprised. Between this match and the mixed tag match, one had to start, one had to end. I'm not surprised that this one won out as the one that starts off. Maybe would have started off with Cody versus Drew. I don't know, but you're giving, like you said, you're giving Tony a little extra runway.
But if, let's say, you are thinking, like, the rumor goes out there that Tony is looking to have his show bleed into the beginning of Wrestlepalooza. Is this not your two biggest bullets, arguably the main event of the show, to kind of put that, we better get, they now have that vibe of, we better finish up before this comes on.
Oh, I hear you with very much. That might be Hunter and Nick Khan backstage of, wish a motherfucker would.
Right, and just giggling about it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was one of them had to go on first, because I'm of the philosophy of if you're not first, you're last type of thing, of you're going to bookend it. And this is a way to instantly get the crowd roaring on its feet. And this might have a surprise outcome, I feel.
How do you surprise how? Because I don't know if I'd be surprised either way. I could see this going both ways.
Won't know. Accusations if he's going both ways.
Right.
But
I heard things.
Fair enough. But could you see somebody show up at the end of this match to what's next in the retirement tour? And it's also a question of Brock's got the new deal. So is he here for a short time or is he here for a good time?
That also becomes the big part of the question. Like people out there said, oh, Brock's staying and he signed a contract. We know they get a lot of things wrong. So is that a case where they're just guessing, or has Brock really re-upped? To which I honestly would be surprised. I said it for a long time that Brock's more than happy just hunting moose up in Saskatoon, minding his own business. He doesn't really care for the spotlight. But then again, here he is again. So
but Brock knows money, and Brock likes money. Brock is, even if you listen to Heyman talk about him, Brock is a guy who knows the value that is Brock Lesnar.
Right.
So if he's going to make as much money as he can, he was getting paid while he was sitting at home the whole time.
Oh, for sure. No, and I mean, again, maybe it's a case of like, Brock's looking at things and kids start getting to college and he's like, I could use some more change in my pocket. Hey, Hunter, what's up? Like, of course I'll come home. But we do know it's been volatile at times. I don't know if that's correct over the right word, but there's been some animosity between Trips and Brock.
Yeah, but I think at this point, that's more of when you're peer-to-peer versus he's boss man now at this point. I don't give a shit. We've seen it with Punk of you will still put that a wee bit aside of that person animosity versus he's boss man now. He still signs the checks and all of that. If I want to go along to get along, he's the guy I got to get along with.
Yeah, and I think it was funny because talking about it the other day, and it came up of like, you want to really have Brock go full heel, full crazy heel. He comes out with Vince.
No, you can't do that. Brock had to get cleared by the fucking legal team. You can't do that on top of that.
Right. Like you just cause absolute meltdowns. But no, seriously, on a serious note, if John beats Brock, but John's retiring and Brock is staying, doesn't make a lot of sense. So does Brock beat John? I think Brock beats John.
I don't know where you go with either guy, and that's why this is the biggest coin flip of the weekend to me. And I saw Vance saying, well, what if Ron Cena, his brother from another mother, comes out and, tries to help? If John loses, what's next on the retirement tour? If John wins, even, what's next on the retirement tour? If Brock wins or loses, who's next? Is this both one of those that Brock wins and just F's off for a month or so at a time until he comes down from Mount Saskatoon to, kick some ass and take some names?
Yeah, I think that potentially could be the case, right? He win or lose, Brock's gone till Rumble, right? They got to get him in the loop before, you got to send him to Riyadh for sure. So we'll see. Here's, Cena wins, The Rock returns.
Oh no, I can't. It's too soon. I can't. Baby, come back. Right. You can blame it all. Oh no, I can't go back to The Rock returning and just letting us all down.
It's lousy for the WWE. People not feeling Wrestlepalooza. I'm over it. I'm okay with it.
Well, if Brock wins and puts Cena on the shelf till I was gone till November. We've got limited dates with John left. So is this one of those to where Brock puts him away for a minute, bro?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what it really could be the case where he comes and goes once in a while, and we'll figure it out. Every once in a while, we'll get the graphic. Brock Lesnar returns on Monday. I really could see that being the case. Where does Cena go? Like, we're getting down to the final few dates, or is it John Brock get a couple more matches in, and this is the final angle, the final?
That's John's last match is Brock Cena.
Yeah, like his last 2 or 3, like his last couple matches are Brock.
Are you happy with that? Would you be happy with that?
I'd be okay with it. It is like the generational guys. I think they should both retire at the end.
Maybe with that might be your one selling point on that. Right. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough show. I mean, ultimately, this one's actually hard to call. 73% of the chat going with Cena. Yeah,
Who you taking?
I'm going Brock.
Oh, all right.
Daddy needs a new pair of pants.
Show me potato salad. I was almost gonna go that way, but since you went that way, I'll go if John doesn't win again, so you've lost every bit of your retirement tour, and I do mean kind of every bit. You won 17 and have lost. You've been crapping out ever since.
Yeah, like what's happening? We've kind of gone the other way with it, but and as it says here on the screen, John Cena is confirmed and advertised for Crown Jewel. So who will he face at Crown Jewel?
Well, and that's the biggest thing, is the biggest card at play with all of this is how much time we have left with John.
5, 7, and I don't know what the fuck it is anymore.
3, 6, 9, damn she fine.
Right, but the Usos reunite, and there's a lot of intrigue kind of going into this one as far as where does LA Knight fit into this? Are Jimmy and Jay on the same page? Could one of them join the Vision? Could they just fall out with each other? What do you think on this one, sir?
Neither one of them joined the Vision. I still think there might be some tension between the two because this is the first time reunited and it feels so awkward.
Which I don't
a little bit. What's that?
Which I don't love, in the sense of just have them back and be happy.
Yeah, but no, there are different guys coming together. They took their time away. So it's much like Edge and Christian. They don't just reunite and snap back into place. You have the little bit of differentiating of characters since they've taken their separate paths. The LA Knight thing's weird. Is Jay not aligned with Jimmy? Is Jay a heel, or is Jay going separate onto himself?
So it makes this match
have to win because they're reunited for the first time in so long.
Is it good in the sense of it does add more intrigue to a match that maybe might not have had I mean, the Usos are reuniting. It's a big match on a pay-per-view. Braun and Braun have been outstanding. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it might be an excuse for the Brauns to win one as you work the Usos back into it. That's kind of where I'm leaning with this one as far as the Vision could take it.
Fair enough. I think that this match would have had enough appeal even if the Usos were fully reunited and fully clicking back together. Of them versus the Brauns are a big enough threat at this point. That's why I could see them winning this. I'll take the Usos because they've just gotten reunited.
Right.
Reunited, and it feels so good. Do you split them together? We've had little tensions, but you can't have them lose the first match back.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Now, there was the mystery phone call from Jay.
Roman Reigns.
Think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Who else? Well, we know it's not Paul.
I've said the connection of between Jay and Roman to where they've both been world champions before, so they know how that feels versus Jimmy does. That's the interesting connection. Is did Jay sit there and let LA Knight kind of attack him or do it in front of Jimmy to show, hey, don't trust anybody outside of your family? Like, did he learn from Roman of this is if you want to be, because even Jimmy said before, I don't see no Ula follow around your neck. You ain't gonna tell me who I'm a partner with. So is he taking lessons from the tribal chief of if you want to be the big dog, this is how you do this shit?
Yeah, maybe that'd be interesting. Could it be like a Jacob or someone else like that? Doesn't really fit. So yeah, we might be getting the tribal chief at Wrestlepalooza.
Ooh. Oh, you think Roman shows up?
Well, he called. Like, maybe they need some help, and it's him.
Oh. Well, that goes into do you get surprised? No, I didn't even fully think about it that way. I thought you were just asking like who might be his wise man and everything.
No, because he made the phone call to somebody and then was like, don't worry about it. So now people are wondering who was on the other side of that phone call.
Yeah, and I still think it would have been Roman. I didn't expect Roman to potentially show up, but then again, do we get surprises at Wrestlepalooza that aren't advertised? Like, we already have a stacked show. Do we get appearances, returns, debuts, what have you, that we didn't anticipate?
I think so, and I think on a night where I don't know if Tony said this or not. I saw it going around the internet a little bit this afternoon that expect up to 5 surprises. I'm like, why would anyone say that out loud? What the fuck? Why did that happen?
Are you picking a specific number?
Yeah, like, I don't know if he said it. I hope he didn't. But if All Out's going to bring in fucking Ronda Rousey or do something like that, you think the Fed is going to try and counter that with something of value?
Well, that determines on what you value Ronda Rousey at. So,
well,
I mean, that could be neither here nor there.
That it will be a fucking disaster. I'm calling it now.
She would fit if you put her in a women's tag team with Marina Shafir. They both have no personality.
Yeah, just cardboard. Team Cardboard.
That's their tag team name.
Yeah, Team Cardboard. But yeah, no time for it. But speaking of women's wrestling and a place where Ronda's not welcome, Stephanie Vacour taking on Io Sky. I love Io Sky, Nick, but this is Stephanie's moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to cut a whole discussion short here, but there was one person already advertised for this match before Naomi got pregnant, and she's still involved in this match, and I think that they're setting up to where she wins this match. Not saying she was meant to win it beforehand, but she's been the one that's still been booked in this match the whole time. So we're going to pivot that way.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Plus, kind of like we saw Tuesday, right? Like they're building her up so big, and there's her and Rhea doing, both doing the devil's kiss, and they see it all. I think right now you strike with the irons hot with Steph. I think Asuka, we've seen the build. Asuka cost Io. Steph gets to move on, and Io has to go deal with her friends, the damage control issue.
But you don't have Io defend the title versus Asuka and Cody.
That's a possibility. I wouldn't rule it out. I just, I mean, Steph's so on fire right now. How don't you hand her that belt?
That's a big thing to me, is that she was the one that was always advertised for this match. So even if she wasn't going to win it then, she's probably going to win it now because she was already in this match beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Now, I thought Naomi was going to retain, that she was on fire. They had no intent of taking the belt off Naomi. So does that mean Steph goes after Naomi and it's one of those things where you don't win the title on your first try? So that's okay. She doesn't win and she'll run it back someday. So I kind of thought Naomi was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But Io stepping in, I think, opens the door for Steph to actually take the W.
Oh, yeah. Well, Is Io one of those of she can be okay if she takes the loss and still feels viable as a challenger for the belt?
Oh, I think so. I think anytime they see her, they're going to pop for her. She's a threat anytime she shows up. And she's lost before. She'll lose again, especially losing to Vakur. No one's going to go, she sucks. She's buried.
Well, you might have nailed it with, Kyrie and all of that shows up and gets involved in everything. So.
Right. And that's your out. That's definitely your out. Right now, they're running the Kabuki Warriors kind of heel turn. Asuka's clearly changed. And where does Kyrie fall into it? And how does that tie into Io? Could that involve the belt? For sure. But does it need to? I don't think so. I really think you just capitalize on Steph being very hot right now. She's Hansel.
You need to Hans. Franz. Yeah, no. When you said being hot right now, I was like, oh, sugar ducky, quack, quack.
Right. 73% going for Steph. So that, I mean, again, I think a lot of people are kind of leaning that way with this one.
Absolutely. And this to me, and what in the passport photo is this shit? But yeah, this has to be to me the main event. Of shit, I realize we have a whole other match we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, there's two.
Oh, Jesus. But this needs to be the main event.
You think this will be the main event? I could see it being the main event. But I could also see Drew and Cody being the main event as well.
Does anyone think Drew's leaving with the belt?
I don't think so. So go second last.
Right, but that's the layupest of layups a little bit. It'll still be a good match, but we know the outcome.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that in a big way, because the marquee wise, right? I said Brock and Cena were going to be the first match out the gate. It was going to be the biggest match. But this is your biggest thing, your hottest ticket right now. It is AJ Lee's back. She's going to wrestle on that for sure.
This has been the biggest thing that you've been building into this pay-per-view. AJ Lee gets the pin to win this match over Becky Lynch, I feel. I'm not fully confirmed, but isn't Survivor Series, if not the next pay-per-view, close to the next pay-per-view?
It's Crown Jewel first.
Oh, God. So Saudi move, and then we get to Survivor Series. So could you get a CM Punk versus Seth Rollins world title match at Survivor Series? But I think AJ Lee, 10 years off for return and everything. Main events the show. This has been the biggest story you've been building into this show of Team Babyface gets the win, and then you have Team Heel. It's going to be a bad night for the Vision, I feel.
It could potentially be, and we are 3 weeks-ish, like just the second week of October, we go to Crown Jewel. We also then, we got to keep in mind, Survivor Series is not until the very end of November. It's like right on the doorstep. It's like the 29th. So there is a lot of time before Survivor Series. There's a Saturday main event in there. So a lot can transpire with any of this. But Rhea Steph in Australia makes a lot of sense. Where does this go after this matchup on Saturday?
AJ versus Becky for the women's intercontinental title, and that's why I was pitching Seth Survivor Series, because how apropos would it be the same place to where the shit popped off between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Survivor Series. I don't know if you do a War Games match with them, but you just have a straight world title match between Punk and Rollins at Survivor Series of, hey, I'm challenging you at the same place you showed your ass up and became a cancer to this company. So the same day you showed up, I'm going to turn around and take you out.
Yeah, I think so. AJ's locked in for a while. So does she directly go after Becky and try and get her hands on the belt?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that could be fun. Does AJ turn her attention to like a Stephanie?
Ooh.
AJ Lee, Stephanie.
Does she just, partner up with Roxanne Perez and try and pull her away from the Judgment Day of like Mom's Home. Quit hanging out with the goth kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the vibe. I think that's how like she's kind of the outsider kind of crazy chick, but a little gothy, but not quite gothy. So I mean, if you set up Rhea, you have AJ Lee in the lurking around. There's other names like Liv will be back eventually. There's a lot going on.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I think you can make this a personal thing. And you have, so Becky can't take on Lyra. Lyra's involved with Bayley. So you have Becky versus AJ. We know the thing's still going on between Seth and Punk.
Yeah.
So that's your continuation. It's all depends on which foot do you want to put out the door when it comes to this. Do the heels win and the baby faces have to come back off the back foot? I don't know if you do that after AJ's 10-year return and everything.
Yeah,
I think the momentum's too hot. So you have them get the win, and then now the heels are on the back foot as they should be playing the chicken shit, the coward heels.
Yeah, I think so in a way. And I like to your point, after 10 years away, again, it would be a shocking thing, but Seth keeps winning. Seth keeps finding ways to win. Becky keeps finding ways to win. It would be very irritating and heelish for them to go over, especially if they cheat to do so. It's going to upset a lot of people. It might keep the story going. And we'll see how connected the couple is coming out of this.
Paul Heyman show up and help Becky and Seth win and screw over CM Punk one more time.
You never say never. I mean, you never know. You never know.
Right.
All right. Officially, I'm going Punks. So you going Punks?
I'm going the Punks.
The Punks, Mr. Punk. And the main event or the co-main event, however you want to look at this, Cody versus Drew, world title on the line. Not the biggest of buzz for this match.
Good match. Cody wins. I'm giving it as much time of building it as, or talking about it as they've given it building it.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of.
Yeah, they had the Claymore, the basement drop, the basement Claymore through the announce desk and everything. Cody's been away shooting Street Fighter and all of this. It's going to be a good match. Does anyone actually, again, think that Drew's leaving world champion?
No, that's part of the problem with this. And do you feel like it just got swallowed by everything else?
Yep.
Usos reunited. Fucking Cena, Brock Lesnar, AJ Lee, like, or all this, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, Cody.
This is why I think this could be middle of the show. I could see the Usos being the co-main to the other tag team of you got a Vision Connection. We got 2020 Vision in the main event scene at Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. They go second or third, or right dab in the middle would be funny. You got a whole sandwich of it all.
Yeah,
it's interesting, and I mean, I like Drew. Drew's killing it, being kind of quiet. We like Cody. Cody's been doing it good. He's super over.
The biggest thing that's hurt this is that Cody wasn't there to respond. Cody showed up at the end of SmackDown and shook off Drew and everything like that, but Cody hasn't been. We haven't had the back and forth. We've had like 2 or 3 weeks of just Drew cutting promos to the crowd, to the camera. So this hasn't had that same oomph to it because it doesn't have that tangible connection.
Yeah, I feel it's just a little bit light. I think a lot of buzz, and I think like these two are going to have to go in the ring and have a good match, have a big match to kind of steal some spotlight back. People are going to talk about Brock and John no matter what. People are going to talk about AJ Lee's big return no matter what. But your only hope here is have a really good fucking match and see what people are saying come Monday.
Could this be the best match of Wrestlepalooza?
It could be. Do I think it will be? I don't. But it could be really like AJ Lee and CM Punk versus the Rollinses are very much like, you know, it's based on the angle, based on the gimmick. There'll be some shit in there, but it's not going to be the best tag team wrestling match we've ever seen. John and Brock won't be anything unless they surprise us.
To be remembered, though, does this have to kind of be the best match?
Yeah, they got to put on a barn burner, right?
You got to go up there. You got to boot and boot bat words. Anyways, boot scoot and boogie, whatever, boogity boys. Let's go racing. They need to sit there and actually go hell for leather with this. Otherwise, they will get swallowed whole by Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and AJ Lee's return.
Yeah, but even if you the Usos get back together. What if they have a fucking 5-star banger out there with the Brawns are capable of a good match. They could cook
That's so fine. I was just saying if they wanted to finish first, you're pitching they might not even finish top 5.
But they got to go. There's a lot happening on this card. But Cody and Drew can deliver. They're vets. Plus, what twists and turns are in store for all of us come the show. But only time will tell. They got to do something big, or else, it's kind of swept under the rug a little bit. As 89% of the chat is going for Cody, Nick.
Fair enough. And I know this might actually, is this the last match? So I will mention a match that might be swept under the rug, and this might be a potential spoiler. I might be completely wrong of what's going to be announced on SmackDown. Of Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax for the Women's Championship. Has allegedly been already advertised on merchandise at the WWE shop.
Okay, insider trading. But now Tiffy was not medically cleared for Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be medically cleared for Friday or Saturday.
I mean, recovery. She's not pregnant, my guy. She's not pregnant.
Well, I don't know what
Kaiser didn't put it all grande in there.
Right? Maybe, but I don't know why she's out though. So it will be good, but I don't.
Again, this is all entirely allegedly.
Yes, and I don't love it. I feel like that's a lot of rinse and repeat. Tiffy, Nia, Tiffy, Nia, Tiffy, Nia. Triple threat. Is
that do you do that on a pre-show? Does WWE need, when you do 2 hours,
right?
No matches on a pre-show? Do you at least need one?
Well, it would be nice. I don't think they need it.
It would be nice.
It would be lovely.
But yeah. I think so. Overall, after everything we've talked about, I'm still more excited for Wrestlepalooza, even though I hate the name. I think we'll have bigger moments there. I wonder, and I'm really challenging AEW if we're going to have better matches all out.
And legit better matches, not just set some shit on fire. So that was a better match than anything on the other show. Like,
did you see he stuck him with a staple gun? No.
Like, I'm telling you right now, if anybody tries to convince me that Riho and Mercedes Mone was match of the day, something went incredibly wrong in wrestling.
I'm gonna just do, because you're gonna blow away and Riho is gonna blow away,
right? But folks, that is it. That's 2 cards. We are back tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. for SmackDown. Of course, Brock apparently will be there. Cody's going to be in the house. Drew's going to be in the house, or at least they're going to show footage of Brock doing stuff. But it is the go-home show for Wrestlepalooza. And again, 1 p.m. on Saturday, we go live. We bring you all out, and then we stick around. We don't go anywhere, and we bring you Wrestlepalooza as well.
1 word, 8 letters. Palooza.
True or false? You had to PAL.
Oh no, I just took Anthony's word for it. If I'm wrong, Anthony's wrong too. If we going down, we going down together.
Right?
Yes. No. Absolutely. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Like, share, and subscribe. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Back at it like a jackrabbit. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about that rest, you put that for live. Put it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. We got so much more. Let's go.